What's up, everybody? Wanted to have this quick little chat. I just had a very interesting conversation with my brothers, who we were talking about grading. And my brother came over this morning. He's currently looking through a lot of his Star Wars cards and kind of picking out which ones are kind of the top dogs that he's gonna send out to have graded. Now, he kind of wanted to get an idea. Let me see here. He kind of wanted to get an idea of how tough SGC is with grading and just kind of get a benchmark. So he called me up this morning. He said, "Hey man, do you have any SGC 10s that I could take a look at?" And I got a couple that I gave him that didn't work. But he said, "Hey man, yeah, that's not gonna work. I need something else. I need something that's a little more vintage." And so I said, okay, cool. So I gave him these. We got a 9.5. We have a 9. You guys saw these in the SGC video, the grade review. If you didn't, I'll link them up here. Then we have an 8.5. And then we have an 8. And so he took these, and he has a really nice scanner. So he scanned them like super high resolution. He also has a big magnifying glass with an LED light. I let him borrow this one here, which is what I've been using. And so he looked at him really closely and brought him back to me, dropped him off, and then he went to go do his sorting. And he sends me a message and he says, "Hey man," one of our other brothers sends us a message and he says, "Hey, did you find any SGC 10s?" And my brother said, "No, I didn't." He goes, "SGC is pretty tough with their gradings," which I would totally agree with. And he said, "I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do because I felt like I had a couple of PSA 10s, but I don't have any SGC 10s according to what he saw in this, based on what he saw in this spectrum, or I guess this spectrum here, of cards that I gave him." And I had just kind of like this really weird thought, right? Where I just said this very like knee-jerk reaction thing. I said, well, just go ahead and sub him with SGC, and because he's subbing really old Star Wars cards. I said, go ahead and sub him with SGC, and then whenever PSA gets their stuff together, if they ever do, whenever that is, crack them and resub all the 9.5s and send them to PSA. You might get 10s. Or you most likely will get 10s. And then it hit me, which is kind of the title of what you guys saw when you clicked on this video. SGC could be just Tupperware for PSA. If you have a card that you know is a solid card, and you can, I don't know, maybe get, the raw card is $20. You send it off to SGC, pay $25 to get it slabbed. It comes back a 9.5, but and then a 9.5, it's worth $50, or maybe $60, but in a PSA 10, it's worth 120, or maybe more. I don't know. You can always crack and resub and get a 10. I really feel like SGC is a tough grade. And I don't know, based on what I saw in the spectrum of what I got back in my SGC sub, where I have the exact same card in a 9.5, a 9, 8.5, 8, and that's about as low as I go. They are pretty consistent with what they're looking for within those grading ranges. Actually, if you go to SGC's website, they actually have it spelled out as to what they're looking for these grades, for these individual grades. They actually have like a description of exactly what they're looking for and what they see in these grades that'll give them the grades that they're being given. So when you do that as a company or as a process, whenever you identify what your criteria is, it makes it really hard to be inconsistent. Someone else in the comments also on one of the other videos was asking me about PSA 10 versus SGC 9.5. And my response to that is I really feel like a PSA 10 has a much broader spectrum. And I really feel like PSA 10s are best represented by SGC 9.5, SGC 10 Gem Mint, and the SGC 10 Pristine. So if you get a PSA 10 in a card, let's just say for some crazy reason, you wanted to crack and resub to SGC, which people aren't doing that, but just follow with me here. You could get either one of those. You could get a 9.5, a 10 Gem Mint, or a 10 Pristine. There's no telling. So I feel like that PSA 10 is a little easier to get. And that probably goes for BGS 10s and BGS 10 black labels. There's that spectrum that BGS and SGC offer that PSA just simply does not offer. So there's a little bit of like, there's some kind of ambiguity there within a PSA 10. But once again, something that I've always admitted, when it comes to value and when it comes to the market value, a PSA 10 is always going to get more money. You know, there's different factors as to why that is, and we won't get into that, but PSA 10 is always going to go for more money. That's why the collectors, you know, the investors and the people who are investing right now, the money that's coming in from investing, they want that PSA 10 because it represents the kind of the quintessential perfect card. And it's been something that the market has agreed upon for a very long time. So, you know, I just found it really interesting that I, like, as a knee-jerk reaction, I just said, well, just put them in Tupperware, which is SGC. Put them in Tupperware, and you know, if you're really feeling like it's going to get more money as a PSA 10, well, then now you know which ones to crack and send over to get PSA 10s and sell the rest. You guys heard me talk a little bit about my kind of logic in terms of grading cards. Right now, I have pretty much everything that came back from that SGC sub that was not a 9.5. I put it up on eBay for sale. I put it up for 99 cents, no reserve, $5 shipping, and whatever it goes for, it goes for. I really don't care. My goal is to get these and 10s and 10 gold labels. So, and to have my favorite cards in this, in this format. So, I mean, it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, my comment, right, about SGC being Tupperware. Obviously, I love the slabs. You guys know that. But I thought it was really interesting, the concept of that, where right now everybody knows PSA's customer service and deliveries and turnarounds is just absolute dog crap. We all know that. We talk about it. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody knows what the deal is. So you got one of two options. Either you hold on to your cards raw, or you send them off to get them slabbed. And this is almost like a pre-test. What would you get, right? Would you get a 9.5? You're going to get a 10. You're going to get a 10 Pristine. Because if you get that 10 Pristine, some of those 10 Pristines are going for more than PSA 10s. What do you do, right? But I feel like a 9.5 and a SGC 10 would cross over to a PSA 10, no problem. I really do feel that. So anyway, I just wanted to just kind of get that on video and kind of post the video and get you guys' thoughts on that. Y'all know my favorite part of all of this is to interact with you guys in the comments. What are your thoughts on that? I feel like with some relative consistency, you can crack and resub 9.5s and Gem Mint 10s, obviously, to PSA and get a PSA 10. Now, you're going to wait 13 months for that PSA 10, but hey, it is what it is. So anyway, that's all I got. I just want to jump on here really quick, have a quick little chat with you guys. I really appreciate all the support, all the likes, all the subscribes, the comments. Comments are my favorite. As always, you can subscribe right there. If you haven't already and you like these videos, subscribe right there. You can watch that video right there on the SGC sub. And as always, I love y'all. Peace.